Hello, everybody. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets, going live at 4:44. Angelic, right? So gotta get those numbers when you can. So we're looking at the election fraud is exposing itself more and more by the day in California. Will this lead to a Democrat collapse? Because we know that they only are in existence because of fraud in the voting system. So this gets exposed in California. It's a sting operation, I believe, and eventually they'll be able to shut it down in every state, right? So, like I've been saying, the Democrat Party is going to go bye-bye, right? So we could be seeing an imminent collapse this year before this next election or after this election, because they won't, for the most part, be elected. Now, are there good Democrats out there? Yes. Are there good? But they have to stick to a party line because the Democrat Party is so captured, right? So if you come into the Democrat Party and you have good ideas, they can't be implemented, right? You have to go with the party line or you will be destroyed, right? You, your family, and on and on. Kind of the same thing in the Republican Party as well. So I'm not, taking any pot shots at any particular party. They both need to go away, right? Now, Trump has been taking Iranian oil at the rate of 100 million barrels, right? That's what he's claiming. So we'll talk about that. And big earth changes are coming within, I think, before the end of this year, and definitely on a larger scale into 2027. So will that big earth change event that's coming and more after that, will that be the thing that collapses the stock markets of the world? It could, right? Because I'll show you when we had the attack back in World War II on Pearl Harbor, the stock market took a 20% cut, just right at 20%, not quite. So 20% major correction, and we've had about a 10%. Like I talked about last night, you better be getting into silver. If it keeps going down, keep buying it. But today it turned around. Looks like it may be going to the moon now. So it's still not too late, because this will be a great buying opportunity in silver. And if it turns around and goes back down, just keep buying it, guys. Right? It's a great opportunity. You're going to see, because I'll show you the numbers a little while. The stock market was up big today. Remember I said last night, stock market will probably turn around tomorrow because Elon Musk has his SpaceX that comes out on Friday. So the markets are going to celebrate and blow up. So it'll be like 1929 all over again, right? So the market furor is going to be incredible going up. It's going to gain back that 10% of the loss and gain another 20 to 30% before it's all over, before it crashes, right? So enjoy it while you can. Get your silver where you can and get those percentage increase, because the percentage increase in silver was a lot more than the stock market today, right? It's a lot more. And if you're in silver ETFs, SILJ, the juniors, you got like well over 7% boost. So I was very happy about that, because I went in early today and bought a bunch more, and it's a bigly, right? All right, let's jump in. Let's talk about this election fraud that's going on in Los Angeles and throughout California. The Democrats are, they're whistling past the graveyard, right? Their death is near, and I think we all can celebrate that. But like I said, Democrat Party is just one uniparty. It's a political machine that has to be exposed and destroyed. Same thing is happening in the UK. We're looking at Ireland, which is basically talking about breaking away from the UK, and UK is talking about breaking away from NATO. It's like it's all coming apart. It's like it's all coming apart. This is fantastic, because we want NATO, basically the Nazi system, because it was always Nazi. It was always Nazi. The Nazis, you know, were the former generals of Nazi military, were the ones that ran NATO for a long time. They gave it a little gap so that no one would notice, and then they started running NATO. They still run NATO, right? They're all Nazis. NATO's a Nazi organization, so it has to go bye-bye. All right, let's look at the latest numbers. So Los Angeles primary results. All right, you see Nithya Raman, you know, on election night, she was crying. She was like, oh, you know, we fought hard, but, you know, she's basically given I lost, right? Sorry, guys, we worked hard and everybody supported me, but, you know, we lost. Little did she know that they had plans. Remember how, and we posted that, I talked about it, how Gavin Newsom said, we have a break the glass event if things don't go our way, basically. So the break the glass moment happened, and Nithya Raman zoomed up to second place after giving basically I'm done speech, right? You know, I give up. So, and I'm so sorry, crying and everything. Sorry to her children. You know, came here, or her parents came here, and she's been running, you know, for offices for, I don't know, last 20 years, whatever. So they came here from India. India, as I did a show earlier with Lisa Schermerhorn and Honey Golden, Lisa informed us that in India, it is basically the rape capital of the world. So you have these women, these people coming from India to America, and they're really populating Texas in a big way, along with Muslims, right? And they want to bring their form of government and ideals to America. I say absolutely effing no, right? Go back to your country and you correct your own country and you live there. You're not going to screw up our country. But I guess in LA, that's going to work out because I think she's going to win, right? I think she's a communist, and the Democrat Party wants communism. They've already done it in 2 large cities. They did it in Seattle, and they did it in New York. So you have 2 communists that are running those cities. Those are big cities, right? New York, the biggest city in America, and LA, the second biggest city in America, and they want it, right? Of course, you know, up in Seattle, that's a pretty big city, right? They have a lot of, that's Microsoft land. So they have a lot of, you know, infrastructure up there for big tech and high tech and so forth. So of course they want that. They want to control that. Spencer Pratt, as you see here, is out. There's no way he can win now. So there's only 7,000 votes left. And that's not enough to get him back up to the number 2 spot. So as you see here, Nithya Raman and Karen Bass will be the ones that advance to the general election, right? Now let's look at what's going on for the governor. The governor, now they have this Steve Hilton check mark, and they came out with this a couple of days ago that he's in the running, right? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You see here, there's still almost 500,000 votes remaining. And we've been seeing how Tom Steyer has been slowly, step by step, moving up, right? He only needs, and I looked at this earlier, and this was like, I think 18 or 19, something like that. And that's like, yeah, he only needs a couple 100,000, and of that 436,000, and he's basically going to surpass Steve Hilton. All right. So we're seeing these numbers are creeping up on still Steve Hilton. Will it? I don't know, but I think so. So they're going to give us, you know, they're going to be like slow stepping it up as they're doing right now, because the number, like I said, increased of the last time I looked at this, and that was only an hour or 2 ago. So this is this is a slow takedown, and they'll be like, oh, wow, how about that? Tom Steyer advanced to number 2, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think it's basically a big sting operation. The Democrat Party is being exposed for fraud during the election, and I think that for the coming midterm, it won't be allowed. All right, so I mean, we've had, like I said, a lot of this is being exposed, and it's going to continue to be exposed. So let's look at how they've been getting some of these votes.
Now we're gonna give you $2. We just need 14 signatures.
The petitioner Brenda Brown hands cash money to the homeless person, not only for signing the California ballot initiative, but also as payment for them to register to vote.
Now, because you haven't registered, I need to register you so I can get paid too. I'm paying you guys, I need to get paid.
That is a federal felony. And it didn't just happen once, it happened over and over and over again. We personally witnessed and covertly filmed this happening at least 28 times over the span of our investigation, and that is just in Los Angeles. Many of the homeless have zero understanding of what it is that they're actually signing.
But what is that petition for? You know
What's the petition for? I do not know what to say.
The petitioners instruct the homeless to enter made-up addresses like Pinocchio Lane.
Where do I put it in my address?
Yeah, just put up. You live on Pinocchio Lane?
Oh, you can just say,
Oh, good.
And all of this occurring just outside the front doors of shelters and NGOs such as Weingart Center, which have received hundreds of millions of dollars in government money. One Weingart employee tells us when and where to find the illegal cash exchanges for signatures outside, and says the cash being given out is coming from a higher source.
Do you know if they provide the money that they're handing out?
Yeah,
The company
that's
that.
what they do. When they give the money out, they got to go back and tally up if they stealing the money or not. So they got to have receipts. Most of them be right across the street under that tree. You can check with them Monday through Friday.
While another Weingart employee advises the homeless on how to practice plausible deniability and ignorance of the law.
See, they say ignorance is no excuse for the law. But a lot of times I have to say I didn't know. I had no idea.
Oh, that would be what he should say.
He should say.
All right, so now there's other, stings that are going on. I'll show you another one where they basically went down and they're asking these homeless people. It's very sad, very sad. If you can have this ability to spend this much time, doing gathering illegal votes, you could help these people. It's absolute bullshit, right? Taking advantage of these people. They need to be helped. And of course, they're being paid. California's being paid billions, tens of billions of dollars to help these homeless people. And look at what they do with that. That's why they keep them. This is why they keep them homeless, for the votes.
You live in Skid Row?
I live in Skid Row?
And then did they come down here and try and pay you to vote
Yes.
on a ballot?
Yes.
How much they pay you?
$5.
They said, here, come and vote for these candidates.
Yes, sir.
They told you who to vote for?
Yes.
So they told you to vote for Karen Bass or Cynthia Romney?
Karen Bass?
Did you vote for Karen Bass?
Yeah.
For $5?
Yeah.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
Oh, you did for Karen Bass?
Yeah.
Karen? They told you to vote for Karen?
Yeah. They had to sign a little thing.
And how much they pay you?
It's like $2.
$2? Oh, to sign off on a thing to vote for her?
Yeah.
So they say, oh, do you want to vote for Karen or Nithya? Or they just really just tell you to vote for Karen, huh?
It was really man. They gave you an optional choice, but they tell you who they want to vote for.
They tell you who you want to vote for. So like, we'll give you $2, but you got to vote for one of these people.
Well, I'm a barterer, man. So I got $4.
And you're like, yo, give me $4 and I'll do it.
Yeah, man.
All right, so this is bartender man. So probably back in the day, he was, and unfortunately probably got into drugs and got fired and ended up on the streets. So he's still living that life in his mind, but on the streets, that's not. He's on the way to die, right? So a lot of these people are going to die on the streets. We see all the time where they're coming up and getting people that are dead. Even Karen Bass was doing a show one time, and there was someone that died on the street while she was doing a show, political show, just recently, running for a political office. And they brought in like these curtains and whatever and covered it up while she was still doing her show. Complete disregard for these unfortunate human beings that are out there that they are supposed to be taken care of. And we know that Spencer Pratt had a plan to help them. So that's why he had to go bye-bye, because they are pocketing billions and billions of dollars, using that money to pay these homeless people a couple bucks. Are you kidding me? For a signature that it's going to keep you in office so you can continue to take advantage of them. This is pathetic.
And so they do this for everybody out here?
Yeah, they come out here all the time.
How often do they come down here?
Probably like 3 times a week.
3 times a week?
Yeah,
to get the ballots?
Yep.
Wow. And so you know other people too that voted too?
Actually, anybody that's registered, dog eat dog.
All right. So this is the exposure that's happening. These ass clowns are basically, doing this kind of stuff. They need to be held accountable. And I guess the person, they basically found the person that was doing this. Of course, they had it on video. And so they couldn't deny it. So I guess the feds came in and they've arrested this person, and I guess they're charging her with fraud, gathering votes fraudulently. It's federal offense for voting. Now, is this going to eventually, lead to the exposure and they have to stuff? I don't think so. Right? Spencer Pratt is done. Right? He's unfortunately not going to be in that position to help turn California around. I think that he was voted in. I think that he probably got 51% or more of the vote, and they stole it from him, right? They obviously stole it from him of second place. So, now you're going to see these two useful idiots. One of them, I think, probably the communist Indian lady, is going to get that position. Right, because like I said, they want to turn America into a communist country. Who benefits from a communist country? Not the people. They're going to clown the people and lie to the people, which they do every time they come in with these communist ideals, where you're going to get free this, you're going to get free that. The people that are rich are going to pay you, and it's like, no, the people that are rich, once you take their money from them, then they don't have any more, right? And if they're smart, they'll get the hell out before they, get their money taken. And that's what a lot of billionaires and people that are highly, multi-millionaires have left California, and they've taken their businesses from California. And that's going to continue to accelerate now that everybody's going to see that this shit show of election in California has gone really bad. Probably some people held on with the hope that Spencer Pratt and maybe Steve Hilton would get in there. Now, Steve Hilton, it doesn't matter if he gets voted in or not, which is highly unlikely. Maybe they'll just give him a pass, so they can fake that they're have a fair election. Look, a Republican got to number 2 position. Will he get to the top position? Not a snowball's chance in hell. Right? Not a snowball's chance in hell. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And in the worst case scenario for the Democrats, which you've already heard from Gavin Newsom, that they have a break the glass moment. They're not going to allow that to happen. In the worst case scenario, if Steve Hilton were to get in the governor's spot, they have everything throughout every governmental position is owned by Democrats, guys. They will shut him down left and right. He will, and they'll try and impeach him, and they'll probably impeach him if he gets in there. It's like, why even waste our time thinking that he's going to get in there? I'm just looking at him like, I don't care anymore, right? I know it's rigged beyond belief. There was somewhat of a chance that maybe this primary would go right, but we're seeing no, still a captured operation. So California's dead at this point, but maybe we'll get, in the rest of the states, we'll stop out the future steal where they're stealing House and Senate seats throughout America in Democrat states from this election fraud being exposed, right? So they'll have to do, Save America Act, which looks like it might be advancing, even though John Thune, who should be replaced from the leadership position, even though we had Susan Collins, who's basically going against a Nazi in Maine. So she's like getting on board with the Republican Party so she can win another 6 years. So a Nazi with a Nazi tattoo on his chest, it's like, really? So now we're seeing who the Democrat Party really is. I've been saying it for a long time. It's a Nazi system. NATO, Nazi system. European leadership, Nazi system, all the way through, right? So it's being exposed. And, so here we go. In Maine, Susan Collins is going against a guy with a Nazi tattoo on his chest, right? They elected him. He got pushed all the way to the top, and the Democrat Party took it. So she's getting in line. So she's like, she wasn't going to vote for the SAVE Act, and now she is, right? So I'm going to be a good GOP puppet now that, like I said, it's a uniparty. So we're going to continue to see this exposure, one after another. So she's jumped on board. And will we start to see some of the other ones, jump on board? I don't know. At some point, somehow, some way, we have to get the Save America Act where there can only be voter IDs. Now, another thing that the Justice Department is doing, Department of Justice, is they're coming to California and they're saying, let's see your voter rolls. And California said, no, we don't have to. Right? It's like, yes, they do. Right. So once that is done, and eventually they see the voter rolls and they see the unbelievable fraud in California, that will probably escalate to each Democrat state, which is they're also refusing to show their voter rolls. So once you see the voter rolls, then their whole system collapses, right? So it's moving to that particular, in that particular direction. So, more and more is being exposed as we move forward. That completely breaks down. And like I said, is every day there's more and more and more exposure of what's going down. So another thing with with Pratt, breaking news. This was today too. Tens of thousands of Spencer Pratt voters are now receiving rejection letters from the county clerk saying that their ballots were not counted due to signature irregularities. Only for Republicans, right? Yet, Governor Gavin Newsom just passed legislation that would make it illegal for anyone conducting oversight to contest signatures that they deemed fraudulent. Democrats allow ballots to be signed with an X or a dash or a smiley face to pass and count. But all of a sudden, only Republican signatures are being flagged for irregularities, rejected and not counted. One of these California Republican voters said that his signature had been on file for over 20 years, and there has never been an issue until he voted for Spencer Pratt. Nithya Raman has beaten Spencer Pratt by less than 3,000 votes. There are at least 18,000 Pratt voters who received this letter saying their votes were rejected. So again, more and more fraud is being exposed. You might have seen President Trump did an interview where we had he was like talked over the whole time. He's like, we have total election fraud going on in California. She's talking over him the whole time, and he just finally got just frustrated. It's like, you're an idiot. You work for idiot organizations. He didn't say Mockingbird Media, but he said for media companies that like CNN and CBS and all the others, that he said that we cannot have a great country with news like this. This is completely destroying America. So he didn't say that you guys have to go, but you would imagine that at some point they would. So very, very amazing, all the stuff that's being exposed. Now, did Trump take the oil? Trump says 100 million barrels of oil siphoned with set 200 ships. My God. U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday revealed a secret mission carried out by the American military to support oil tankers and other commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz. See how I just got myself? I didn't say oil, because that's when I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, that's how we pronounce oil, right? Oil. And so when I was in California, there's people that speak really good English there. And even when I was growing up, my English teacher say, "You speak really good English." I was like, wow, that's cool. Thanks. So I was very proud of that. And then I went to Philadelphia for whole technician school when I was in the military as a young lad. And I remember going into the military, military base, and there had like country store type place. And I went there to get a few things. And some of my buddies that I was hanging out with, they were going into SEAL training and diver training and so forth. And so there, the girl behind the counter something, and she like looked at me like, "What?" And so I asked her again, and she goes, "What?" And then my buddy started laughing, and there's like, and then they translated for me. I was like, "What?" I thought I spoke good English, but it's funny. It's funny how that works. So oil tankers and other commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz. He said that the efforts have resulted in more than 100 million barrels of oil being passed through the key waterway through 200 plus ships. So, we were just talking about California, and it was the wonderful people of California that helped me overcome that oil. Right? What'd you say? It's pronounced this way. I was like, oh, really? I've been pronouncing it wrong all this time. So, so funny. He further claimed, so there are good things happening in California, or used to. I don't know about it anymore, but he further claimed that U.S. controls the Strait of Hormuz, not Iran. So that's kind of questionable, but maybe. Last month, I directed our great U.S. military to execute a secret mission to support oil tankers and other commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz, he said in a post on Truth Social. Today, I am pleased to announce that this effort has resulted in more than 100 million barrels of oil making its way through the strait and into the open market. So he goes on to talk about later how that's why the price of oil right now is $85 rather than $150, right? So they've been secretly taking the oil from these terrorists, right? So they couldn't fund their military. They couldn't buy more weapons, which I'm sure that Iran, not Iran, but Russia and China maybe gave them a good deal and maybe lent it to them with the promise that they pay them back. Who knows? But we're seeing all the way out to Israel, where you have the different terrorist groups, Hamas and Hezbollah, both of them being decimated, even still, as the money's not coming in, right? I think they're getting desperate, and I think they're going to collapse. And those areas where the Palestinians are, the good Palestinians will take over. And in the places which I have been to in Lebanon, the beautiful Christians of Lebanon will get their country back. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Of course, there's good Muslims, guys, but for a good percent, no, I won't say a good percent. I would say there is a percent that controls the Muslims, keeps them dumbed down, right? And I talked about that also with Honey Golden and Lisa Schermerhorn earlier today when we talked about the 12 laws of the universe, right? Universal laws. So there are, and that's in description. You can look at those 12 laws and read them. But we went over all those laws, and you'll see that they're very good. And we talk about our experiences and dimensional movement and all that kind of stuff that we're all going through and moving up the scale of consciousness. Very, very amazing time. So we have a couple of destroyers that are in the Straits of Hormuz. They've been, controlling things for a great extent. Now, 2 days ago, where we had the Apache helicopter that went down, still haven't heard how that went down. Did they accidentally crash themselves? What happened there? Now, the Trump administration is saying that they were shot down. Or they haven't really said they were shot down. It says because of actions from Iran, and that's where it stops. So, and maybe they don't want to give it up because that would give up a vulnerability, right? I don't know. So, I saw this when I was in Iraq, when we started seeing tanks, M1 tanks, which you would think were indestructible, that were burned out and blown up, that were on the backs of trucks. And I remember we rode by them in our nice little armored cars, and we thought we were safe until we saw that, where they had been blown to shit and burned, and the people that were in those were burned. But these terrorist groups funded by Iran had taken down through improvised explosives these M1 Abrams tanks. At that time, and I don't know if it still is, maybe they are, the best fighting tank in the world. So these terrorists are very good. They're very creative, but they're very negative towards the feminine side. Right? So and they control the feminine quite a bit, just like I talked about in India, which is the rape capital of the world. And I would say probably the close second is the Middle East, right? And it would be kind of interesting to see Sedona here. Hey, Sedona. So it would be interesting to see, which one of those countries is the biggest culprit. Everywhere that I went, where I saw, trash and, the women were all is not a good place, right? They don't honor their women. The men are not so good. All right. So it looks like they don't like what I'm saying. Right. So I'll switch to another internet. So it's going to be a little bit of gap, just like there was there. But we're seeing that basically, a lot of these groups are being exposed in the Middle East as well, like Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas, just like the Democrat Party, just like NATO, just like the people that are running England and France and Germany, all being exposed, right? So this is what we have to continually do to take down the system that's trying to destroy America and the world. Yes, frozen shouldn't be freezing anymore. So I switched internet. All right. So usually that's the charm. It works really well. So Trump was going to do massive strikes and knock hell out of, like he keeps saying, knock hell out of Iran. And when I saw that, he was like, and we're going to go into Iran tonight. And I'm like, you never tell them when you're going to come. You're joking. What are you doing? And sure enough, a little while ago, he said he has canceled strikes against Iran and talks up possible agreement again. Now, you can't deal with terrorists. You can't do it. It doesn't work. It never throughout history has it worked. Right? I mean, the Brits can tell you. They came up with the word terrorist. And who did they call terrorist? The patriots during the Revolutionary War. They called the patriots terrorists, right? So you can't deal with terrorists, all right? So, we're a good example. Those of us here in America that are patriots. I don't know where the Democrats stand, but, for the most part, those of us that have served, for the most part, are patriots, right? There are some questionable, and seen some veterans that support some very, very suspect stuff and are very, very anti-Trump. So I don't know. But for the most part, all the veterans that I worked with over the years were true patriots, right? Now, I can say that because I am a veteran, and I know a lot of you would never say that about a veteran. You think all veterans are great. No, right? And we've seen that over time. So deal with the Iran war close, says Trump after calling off new strikes. Thursday began with U.S. President Donald Trump threatening to hit Iran very hard with new strikes and possible takeover Karg Island, a major oil terminal off the coast of Iran. Trump later called off another round of military strikes against Iran, saying on social media that progress has been made towards a deal. Right? So both are, everybody wants to believe that whatever comes out of his mouth is an absolute. No, there is disinformation going on back and forth. There is, if I tell you that I'm coming to, blow up your country, I'm coming tonight. And then I say, oh, negotiations are back on. So you basically ramped everybody up and everybody's on their missile batteries and they're staring, they're ready to go. And then they say, well, they called it off. Well, do we go back home? No, he might be kidding because he changes his mind so often. So stay on the gun. So they're like, yeah. And then somebody comes, slaps them, say, get off. I'll take over. And then they get tired. See how this works? And then they get tired. I've seen terrorists do this all the time. They'll come in. I saw this in Pakistan quite a bit. They would come in and they blow something up, and then they'd have checkpoints for like 2 weeks, and then they got tired of it, and then they shut it down because everybody was, worn out after 2 weeks. So they're like, oh, they're not coming anymore. So they'd shut it down, and then they come and hit them again. Right. So that's kind of what we're doing, right? We're just like wearing them out. Yeah, we're gonna come blow you up. And no, we're negotiating. We're negotiating, and then we blow them up. Right? And then we like, oh yeah, you got out of line. We're being defensive because you shot a missile, so we came and blew the hell out of you. So don't do that anymore. We're gonna negotiate. Negotiations are going good. All right, so we'll keep it up. And, so we saw, like I said, Saturday, we're probably going to see this war really kick off again this week. And so we have. And, normally when the stock market is not so sure of which way things are going to go, they get all like, because stock market does not like mystery. Right? If there's a mystery about something, it's going to go down. So it went down pretty hard over the, like 4-day period, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And today, bigly up. All right, bigly up. And because President Trump came in and kicked some ass. And then he's like, oh, we're going to negotiate again. And, oh, by the way, we've taken 100 million barrels of oil. That's why the oil price is so low. So the stock market liked it. They liked it, right? And it went up bigly, very bigly. And so did silver, because they said it probably would. And let's look at the numbers. I know not everybody likes this, so I'm not going to go deep into it. But it is going to be very important going forward that you understand what's going on with this market, because this market is at some point, like I said, going to go down. Like 1929 was a joke, right? So this is silver. As you guys can see, silver like went big today. Now, what was the percentage points? Percentage for silver going up today was 5.48%. So it went up like $3.50. Silver SILJ went up almost 7.5%. Yay, right? So you guys said I took my advice and jumped in. You're happy with me, aren't you? All right. So the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. So you're like, I'm still in the market, and I'm like, well, good for you. You went up 3.29%. Silver went up 5.3. That's more, right? So, and the Dow Jones went up 1.86. So it's like I said last night. I'm not in that part of the stock market because it's like a neck break, because your neck is going back and forth so fast because the stock market is going up and down so fast and so deep and so high that it's really hard to follow. It's really hard, but I like it. I like following it because it's going to make a lot of us prosperous because we're going to be in the right way. So now, back in 1929, I'm in Lake Tahoe here. Back in 1929, there was a lot of people must have had some really good insights of the stock market crash, because they pulled all their money out and then put it in stuff that would benefit from a stock market crash, right? I don't know if they did put options back then or shorting the stock market. Probably did, because I think it's been going on all the way back to Greek times. So there's like this two spots here in one's on the Nevada side and one's on the California side, where they bought up massive areas of Lake Tahoe. And the area that I'm at, this is Incline Village. I'm not going to tell you exactly where I'm at because people like to stalk me, but there are, some amazing homes here that are worth, $50, $80 million. It's like insane. There's one that I was looking at, I think it's like $188 million, where it's like it's got a ranch on it. It's like, and it's right on the water. It's like, wow. And it has like 17 structures on it, all the way back to when they were logging Lake Tahoe. So somebody came in, cattlemen or whatever, came in and bought this, or loggers bought it. They got it for cheap. And here it is. It's like a $188 million ranch. That's like, wow. Now, it sits in an area where the guy that made a lot of money on the stock market, he bought up all this land. He sold this area where I'm at right now for $1 million. So it's like, what? He sold it for how much? And he got on his rowboat from his lakeside villa. It's a beautiful home. You can visit it. And rode over, and they gave him like $1 million. Maybe it was more than $1 million, but it was $1 million something or a couple million, whatever. And he rode back to his house. Like, what? That's the story. And then all the way on the other side of the lake, where there's a beautiful waterfall and massive trees, and it's secluded. It's right on the water. There's this woman that owned this property. It's where there's an island in this one lagoon area. So it's absolutely incredibly beautiful. They call it Viking's home, and it's from that the Viking era, the way they built the house and the other structures and so forth. So her husband was stock market guy, and he made absolute fortune during the 1929 crash. So they had this area, and you can visit that one too. California has that. California, because they have property tax and people can't pay anymore. They seize their stuff. So they came in and seized it, and they were in the process of tearing down all the structures, beautiful structures that were there. And I guess the preservation people, because the environmentalists were had a lot of power back then, and the preservationists beat them out. So they got a court order, stop, desist, but they had already torn down a bunch of stuff, but they didn't tear down the home. So the Vikings home is still there. It's absolutely fantastic, beautiful. I've done a lot of stuff there. I used to do meditations up in where the waterfall is and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely incredible place. So they made their money during the stock market crash. So I'm trying to help you guys be rich, right? Because the rich going forward, and don't be scared to be rich. You know, everybody's like, well, the root of all evil is money. No, for the love of money is the root of all evil. But money itself, there are many mansions in my Father's house, like Jesus said. So you want to be in a position where these criminals that have a lot of money don't have all the money when everything crashes, because they tell each other, okay, we're going to crash this thing, get your money out. And, you know, they know. And so a lot of them have already got their money out. They've been quietly getting the money out because it's coming. Trying to help you guys, but many of you think you're smarter than me, and you're going to find out, right? Because I'm an intuitive guy, and I know. All right, so let's. Money is a tool like a socket set. That's right. Very good. All right. Lots of laughs. It's a good one. Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely right. And you can do a lot of good things with money, like stay alive, be able to buy your food, and house yourself, and you know, on and on, and have a decent car so you can get around, and have enough money so you can buy the gas. You know, that's been going up quite a bit, but thanks to Trump, because he's been stealing the Iranians' oil, it's quite low, or than it should be. All right. Enough of that little lecture on history. All right, let's go into what was going to come and what did happen to Iran after they supposedly shot down that Apache helicopter.
Hey everybody, it's June 11th, 2026, and this footage right here was from Iran just last night. The guided missile destroyer USS Michael Murphy turned into the wind.
Michael Murphy, Navy SEAL. All right. One of my SEAL Team 6 buddies, Ed Galrine, basically, you know, won against Massey, Thomas Massey in Kentucky. And so it's like the revival of the SEALs. So here I am, former SEAL Team 6 guy, you know, putting out great information for you guys. And then we have Michael Murphy, former SEAL, that died when, you know, he got shot by, and it was Afghanistan. And then they made a ship after his name. If you've never done the Murph, which is an event where you do all these push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups, and you run. I've done that many times. It's a little exercise. He used to do that quite often. So they have every year they have the Murph, right? So the Murph very nicely shot all the Murph, the Michael Murphy destroyer shot a lot of missiles, Tomahawk missiles, lots of them, and kicked some serious butt.
And started emptying her vertical launch cells. That's Tomahawk missiles, one after another. And I love sound effects, if you couldn't tell. 49 of them before the night is over, arcing towards radar sites, communication hubs, air defense batteries, and IRGC leadership headquarters in Iran, sending a very clear message. But not only Tomahawks, also fighter jets. CENTCOM posted an image of an F-16 CJ, likely the one going in, striking the different communication hubs and radar sites. This wasn't just near the coast. This was across the entire country of Iran. Karaj, Nazarabad, Peshawar, southeast of Tehran, Bandar Abbas, Qasem Island. So the sites right in the Strait of Hormuz, but also leadership sites across the country for the IRGC for the second straight night. American precision weapons walked across the entire Iranian map, and the last impacts landed just before sunrise. And it's supposedly going to get more intense tonight. So look at this post on Truth Social from President Trump. Here's what he said. The United States will be hitting Iran, whose Navy, Air Force, radar, anti-aircraft, and all other forms of defense, together with most of its offensive capability, are gone very hard tonight. And at some point in the not too distant future, we will be taking Karj Island. This is just wild. And other oil infrastructure points and assume total control of their oil and gas markets, much like we have with Venezuela, which is working out brilliantly for both Venezuela and the United States of America. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump.
All right. So, again, President Trump does not telegraph what the U.S. military is going to do. Right? So that would be harmful to them because they could be waiting for them. So when I saw that, like I said, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. As he's done over and over again. We're in a movie. Hello. So you're going to see a lot of this basically happening. More and more of like, this is what we're going to do. We're making a deal, and we're not making a deal with them. We're taking their oil. Right? That's the deal we got going on with them. So yeah, we're making a deal with them. We're dealing their oil on the open market, making tons of money. Right? Is paying for all the missiles and bombs that we've sent their way. Right? So. And all the salaries of all the sailors and Air Force and Marines and Army that are basically in the waiting to basically do what needs to be done eventually. So that's what's going on. All right. So let's look at a little bit more. So we've seen a couple different iterations of us attacking Iran. And, when it first started, we came in and knocked hell out of them with Tomahawk missiles. So let's look at a little, video that was taken of that back in the day, just a couple months ago.
For example, this is probably one of the most important videos of the Epic Fury operation, of the beginning of the Epic Fury operation. And here we...
All right. See those little black things that are whizzing past? Those are Tomahawks. Look how many go by.
You can see dozens of Tomahawk missiles that were flying in the direction of different towns and cities of Iran with the purpose to deal or to destroy objects of military infrastructure of Iran. And the most important part of this video is that the United States of America on the 28th of February of 2026 started their Epic Fury operation during the daylight. And of the 11th of June of 2026, the United States of America concentrated.
So we came in during the daylight. It's like, you can't do anything about this. I'm going to take my boot, and I'm going to put it right up there side of your head, and there's nothing you can do about it. Billy Jack, right? Go watch that scene. Billy Jack, right? I'm going to put this boot right upside your head. So, and it's fantastic. So that's what we just saw there. We're going to strike you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And last night, there was some more of that happened. And are we doing it now at night? Because maybe they have some different types of munitions and we have to come in and hit them at night. Because we know that several days ago, Israel came in and hit them during the night, right? After they launched missiles at Israel at night. So we might be seeing, things, get a little bit more sneaky as we move on, where we're going to hit them not in broad daylight anymore, but more like we normally do, 0 dark 30, right? So just an observation. We'll see.
Significant number of vessels, military ships in the area of the Arabian Sea with the purpose to support the second round, the second conflict of 2026 on the territory of the Middle East. As for the Iranian side, during the previous night, the Iranians attacked mainly military bases of the United States of America. The sources reported that explosions were recorded through the state of Bahrain, and we have pictures with fire anomalies through this state. In the southern parts, a fire anomaly was recorded through airfields, as you can see. Another important thing is that, according to information we have, a Navy base was attacked on the territory of the city of Bahrain, of Manama. Furthermore, according to information we have, attacks and strikes were recorded through the state of Kuwait. To the west of Kuwait, we have another military base of the United States of America that was attacked by the Iranian drones. In this video, we can see the Iranian drone that was flying over the territory. But the biggest number of missiles and drones were recorded in the direction of the state of Jordan. And as we may know, there is another military base of the United States of America, and lots of explosions and lots of missiles were recorded. Furthermore, we start receiving the first satellite pictures where we can see the differences before and after the strike. The Iranian sources reported that as a result of these attacks, several hangars with different aircrafts of the United States of America were hit and probably damaged. Also, the Iranian side reports about significant number of aircrafts of the United States of America, including aircrafts of the 5th generation, were damaged or probably even destroyed. In this video, we can see how the Jordan Air Defense were trying to bring down the ballistic missiles of the Iranian side. But as you can see, some of these ballistic missiles managed to penetrate the Jordan Air Defense and to hit the aircraft base of the United States of America. And of
all right, so we didn't talk about it here, but in Israel, they had a lot of missiles come in and blow the hell out of Israel too. Of course, we struck a lot of targets, but they're not. It's not a one-way slugfest right now. Israel or Iran still has the ability to strike, and their missile and they built up their missile systems over the last several decades for this in mind. The potentially that they would be attacked by, I don't know, I guess the U.S. at some point. Somebody with some big cojones would finally show up and do the right thing. So this is what they planned for. And so this is not going to be easy by any stretch of imagination, because you saw all the bases that got hit. You would think at this point that, they would knock hell out of any missile that they shot, but they haven't been. So, are they shooting hundreds of drones at a time? Or that's kind of what Ukraine does. They just, and Russia too, they do massive numbers of drones, and it basically overwhelms or depletes the infrastructure for taking down these, missiles, air defense, and so forth. And then other ones get through, right? So somehow they're getting some good hits in, right? It's like I said, it's not a one-way, slugfest. These guys are still got some teeth, and that could be why there's a back off. I don't know. So I'm observant. I watch, it's not a neck snap yet, but I'm watching the missiles go back and forth, and I'm watching to see, who's getting more productivity out of their missile systems. And, I think Iran's kind of holding their own still, guys. All right. So it is very, very interesting to see this back and forth. And why have we waited this long? Now we definitely have earth change events that are coming up all along the coast of California. There's been in some places more than others. There's been basically erosion that's been happening, massive erosion, as you're going to see in this is specific up here. All along the coast around this area, they've been losing homes to the sea. So lots of erosion happening in this area, and this is what it looks like.
The pier just snapped right from its base. A big crack going right across it. I was just here about 2 weeks ago, recording my road trip to Santa Cruz. I didn't think I was going to come back so soon. Lots of memories were made here. I have people coming up and telling me that their parents brought them here when they were 7 years old to start fishing. Now it's just memories. I'm gonna head over to the pier and show you. City workers are starting to show up.
All right, so this is an old coffee shop, I guess, that was there for decades. They had to completely demolish that. So that happened like a day or so after this video was made. So are they going to, take this pier down, or are they going to try and refurbish it? What's going to happen? Of course, this is California. They'll probably, spend $100 million, trying to figure out what they're going to do, get advice from a lot of different groups and so forth, and maybe get somebody to, bring in some more rock and maybe a little bit more cement here and there. But there obviously are ways they could keep this. But my point is there is massive erosion that's going on. If I showed you some of the videos from Metal Leo, which I recommend you watch his stuff, he goes all the way up and down the coast of the left coast to all the major cities and shows how they're deteriorating on a massive scale. Shops being closed everywhere. So something's up. Somebody knows something, right? And I keep saying that we're going to see some serious destruction in these areas. And so they'll come in like they're doing right now with these, voter fraud and all that kind of stuff. Do they know that they're about to lose some serious coastline? Right? I think they might be, because I can tell. I've seen it, and I've seen it in my visions and so forth. So we have to be aware that these clowns might know things that they keep from the rest of us. But, there are those of us that have these visions and have these insights, and we try and help you guys out. But you're going to have to be your own best intuitive, because timelines can change, all right? The people of California could stand up and, do away with this fraud and start going back the way of their meditative ways in California, and kumbaya and, crystals and all that kind of stuff. That's a California I remember and I love. But it's gone. It's gone. They used to have all kinds of courses and colleges about all that stuff, and they're gone, right? The baddies came in and just took it all out. So the baddies would love for this thing to, consciousness to go to a very low level, and then the sea come in and just, oh, you guys are low vibration, so we just need to clean house here. All right. So I think that's coming. All right. So we can, look at it on a scientific level. And that's why we have Stepan Burns.
1921, 1940. I mean, they're all over the place. Then you have this gap here, 1989. We talked about that in yesterday's live stream. 2024 with the Gannon storm, also known as the Mother's Day storm, May 10th to the 12th, 2024, right? Well, we haven't had really anything for a while. And so it's very possible that we get some big solar storm impacts in the near future. All
right, there is actually one that's coming, because we know that when we have solar storms and these impacts, it causes electrical energy to zing out here in the United States, and we have earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis. So this is we just had a big one, and looks like we might be having some more energy come in, because everything's right on the edge right now. We're on the edge of something very, very big. I think it's very close. I talked to Stepan when he was on my show. I asked him these questions. He's kind of elusive a little bit, but it seems like he's kind of narrowed down and he's focused on it a little bit. So I really like his information. So he basically brings it.
Looking at some of the data and long-term forecasting, things that I can look at for 2026 and beginning 2027, I think it's very possible. It looks very likely. So I'll talk about that more in a separate video because it looks actually kind of serious. But, I think at the end of the day, we'll be fine. The question is, will the satellites be fine? Will the telecommunications be fine? Will the power grids be fine? That's an open question. Do we want them to be fine? Not everyone wants these data centers to get put in. But as of right now, we have this coronal hole high-speed stream impact underway. We're going to be entering into increased geomagnetic volatility. These swings in Earth's magnetic field strength inducing electric currents in the ground surface. There's a reverse piezoelectric effect where electric currents can trigger mechanical deformation of rocks, minerals, inducing stress and building up strain. We're seeing strong earthquake activity still in the Philippines after the magnitude 7.8. We're seeing reciprocal antipodal earthquake activity in South America on either side of that now. So we could be looking at more big earthquakes.
All right, antipodal. That means an earthquake happens on one side of the globe, flat earthers, and on the other side of the globe, we have earthquakes happen. And it's been happening quite a bit, antipodal earthquakes. So I know there's a lot of people that have the idea, they have the theory, because it's a theory, that the Earth is flat, right? I don't see that. It might be somewhat flat here and there, and then it's something else, right? I think it's not anything of what we're being told. It's not round, it's not flat. There's something else, all right? So, and that's my memories of having been in the space program, right? So, and you know, Juan O'Savin has said that DARPA came out with a disinformation campaign that the Earth was flat. So, you know, we'll see in the future. It's not anything to get your. I'm not getting my panties in a wad, and you shouldn't get your panties in a wad. All right. So don't worry about it. No, I don't wear panties, but it is kind of funny. Just be observant, guys. Don't get all butthurt if your idea doesn't work and it doesn't turn out the way, and don't fight about it. It's like ridiculous.
In the days ahead, and we have a solar storm impact to some degree following up behind that, coming in expected on the 13th of June is when NOAA is expecting this most recent solar storm that's launched off from that 6.7 C-class flare to hit us. So a lot happening. I will keep you up to date on everything. I've been your host, Stefan Burns. Thank you all so much for watching.
Thanks, Stefan. All right. So, yeah, I don't even wear underwear. It's like panties. No. All right. Latest earthquakes. They keep popping off, especially where we just had that 7.8 in the antipodal area. We're having other earthquakes. Now, with this new energies that are coming in, it looks like the solar storms and all the, all the stuff that's coming. All right. Sunspot activity and all kind of stuff. So, Stefan talks about all this stuff. But it is interesting to see the parallel when these energies come into Earth, and we see shortly after earthquake activity that kicks up on another level. So it's going to increase the energy that keeps coming into Earth is going to increase, and at some point it's going to cause a very, very massive earthquake that's going to have some serious consequences for wherever it happens. Right. So back and forth. That's what we're seeing, antipodal activity. And like I tried to point out yesterday, the energy seemed to be going back and forth along. And normally they come from left to right. And it looks to me as if they've been going right to left. So that's very interesting. Right. And we're seeing the ocean heat up massively, and we're having a super El Nino event. Might be the most intense El Nino in history. And I've been saying that we're probably going to see, Lake Mead basically fill up. I've been saying that for a little while now, and I've been seeing it. So I think this El Nino is going to fill that puppy up, and it's going to cause a lot of flooding in other places and drought in some others, and less snow in others. But here in California, I think we're gonna get massive snow on a level that is history making. We'll see. So El Nino and earthquakes and all weather. It's not when the earth energies or the sun's energies come in. It's not just earthquakes and volcanoes and tsunamis. It's also weather. All right. So weather is being affected by this as well. So as you see here, the big earthquake, 7.8 in the Philippines, and the antipodal area is over here in Brazil. So we're seeing some earthquakes that are popping off. This happened today. It's a 5.5 in Chile. And that was the fourth. So more, and of course we have the 6.1 in the Gulf of America off Cuba coast, and then after that we had a 5.1 in Costa Rica. It's right on the verge, and not just in the Ring of Fire, but also in Italy. So Italy looks like it's going to get, and I've been saying this as well, that Italy is probably going to get hammered, right? So we'll see. Which one will it be? Eventually, it will be all of them, right? And I think 2027, it's the whole Earth is going to shake on a massive scale. And this is what happens whenever we raise our consciousness, right? Well, we raise in vibration, Earth raises in vibration, and as that vibration starts rocking, it's, kicks off the earthquakes, kicks off the volcanoes, and the earthquakes, make tsunamis, all right? And the undersea volcanoes make tsunamis. So there's going to be more and more of that. Now, when you have, now a lot of people are like, well, we just did a big attack in, last night and the day before, and in Iran. Now, why didn't the stock market go down? Because the stock market liked it, right? Like I said, the stock market doesn't like when there's, unknowns. So the unknown was, why is oil so low? Right? And now we know, because oil has been coming through, the Straits of Hormuz, and President Trump has been selling it. Right? So now, if we go back in time and we look at some events, because I do believe that we're going to have a massive event. It won't be a war type event. It will be an earth change event. So if we look back in time, Pearl Harbor, 1941, the Dow crashed 19.8%. Now this more recent crash where everybody's really fearful and thinking it's going to be the end of the world, that was like around 10%, right? So 20%, that must have been earth shaking for our stock market in the United States. It took it like 307 days before it recovered. So what made it recover? Because we started kicking ass, right? We started kicking the Japanese ass. Like Yamamoto said after they struck Pearl Harbor, he says, "We've awakened a sleeping giant." Or supposedly he said those words. I don't know. I've heard that he didn't say those words, but it sounds cool. All right. So that is what happened. We started kicking ass. We're kicking ass right now, guys. There's no one that can kick our ass, and we can kick everybody else's ass, and NATO can go stuff it up their ass. Right? So, and that's what they're going to do. Right? They're going to go away. So it was a drawdown, and then a 143-day bottom, and then a 307-day recovery. So let's look at what that looks like on the charts. There you go. All right. So here's where it was. There's where it went. And then it went back up. So it took it a long time. Full recovery, 307 days. Right. A long time. We don't have that. But we will see new all-time highs, I think soon. I don't know what soon is, but it will be soon. Maybe we'll get a little bit more drawdown. Now, tomorrow, you will see the stock market go up bigly again, maybe like some of the biggest ever. I don't know, because Elon Musk is coming out with his SpaceX, right? And that's a new stock that will be available for investors. We had similar things happen in 1939 before it crashed. Right, stock market crashed. We had all these offerings, and everybody was buying everything. The shoe shine boys were like talking about what stocks they were going to get, and that's when you know it's time to get out. Right, the shoe shine boys. Oh, we don't have those anymore. So what would be the equivalent? What would be the equivalent of shoe shine boy today? Right? What do you guys think? I'm just curious. I don't even know. What's like a grocery store clerk, So if you see the grocery store clerk saying, giving you investment advice and how they're investing their money, it's probably time to get out of the stock market. All right. And I don't know, go through the grocery line, and when you get to the cashier, goes, what stocks are you invested in? Like looking like, what? It might be good. Might be a good business to get going again. Might be a good business to get going again. Yeah. To start up businesses, and the businesses that will prosper in the future are where you can help people. All right. And that is LifeWave. So we love LifeWave because we help a lot of people. And guess what did really well in all stock market crashes? Healthcare. And of course, our healthcare is compromised, but LifeWave is not. And LifeWave is the future. And so not only can you help yourself and help others, but you can also build a massive business. So it's really good. You can do it. You can do it if you apply yourself. You just don't get in. It's not like Bitcoin where you just like put your money on it and it goes up eventually. Right? This one you have to actually do something, right? So you have to put that out there because some people don't like us to become successful, so they lean on us so that we have to like word it differently. But there's a lot of people that do really well. LifeWave. All right, me being one of them. All right, guys. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration, and I will see you guys next time.